Someone who I know is definitely a former student of mine, and I'm, in this case, very happy to claim him as a former student of mine, is Zairo. I think you probably do. You know Zairo? Zairo Isam. He made the. This is a film AI, um, which is
Oh,
which is basically macam ni tau.
I think.
Hmm?
Mm-mm.
You think?
No. I can't recall who Zyro was. So I'm gonna Google him a bit. So yeah, what is it about the AI?
Yeah, no, don't just Google Zyrol. Zyrol, I think, is a very common name. You get all sorts of different research results. But Zyrol Isam here, he made the film AI. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, one of the finalists or one of the shortlisted films, the top 10. And I like it very much because it works. There are two things here. Number one, the story is basically about someone at home who is interacting a lot with his, I think they call it digital personal assistant.
Okay.
Google Assistant ke? Kalau I mean usually you have Alexa ke apa ke, but in this case he's working with his phone. So I think it's one of those things. So there's that vibe macam if you have seen Her film.
Oh yes, I've
You've seen
definitely
that?
seen her.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is that vibe. So just imagine Her, ada Joaquin Phoenix, dan ada suara Scarlett Johansson. So just imagine Her, number one, okay? But in the Malay context, and then number two,
Okay.
um, her coming to life. So there is that sense, macam it's not at the end of the film, but halfway through the film, there's that sense macam because the character in the film is so attracted to the digital personal assistant. I think the character would say something macam, "I wish you were a real person," ke apa ke. And then things happen. So that's intriguing. That's really really cool, and I like that theme. I like that theme because the I think this whole idea of artificial intelligence is something that I've been really thinking about more critically in recent months, and perhaps even over subconsciously over the past few years. Certainly, as we've mentioned it a number of times, not just in this episode but previous episodes. As a lecturer, the idea of how you are working with technology to teach is actually quite a key discussion. And now, of course, a lot of universities are conducting stuff online. And now I think we get into the stage where lecturing and teaching will be one of those jobs that people will think about in a sense, macam, actually, do we need human lecturers? We need the information. You need the knowledge or the information and the research and the stuff and whatnot. But do you need a lecturer, a human lecturer, to get that? And that the short answer is no. so so that sense macam, oh man, I'm gonna be out of another job. So I have to find something else for myself. But all jokes aside, AI is quite a critical and relevant thing to talk about in more recent times, and I like how Zyro is working with it here. And the second point that I really like about this film is the sense of humor. So macam there's, for instance, in one scene, Zyro is asking the I think Google. I think he just asked Google. I can't remember whether it's the name of the program ke apa ke. Dia tanya, Google, am I hot? And then the response is, you are just the right temperature. So that's you know me, ladies and gentlemen. That's my humor right there. So you go into this, you're expecting macam film hantu, and yet within the first few minutes, that's the kind of stuff that you come across. So it's just unexpected. It's great. I really like it, and I like seeing Zyro on screen as well. I've not seen him for a long time. And funny story here, we were supposed to make a film together many moons ago. I think this is back in 2012 when I was still with Monash, and I wanted to kind of get a project off the ground to see if I can make a film. It's I think a series of films called the Monash anthology films. I can't remember now, but basically we had that chance at one point in time where he would make a film. I would be the producer, and then some of the other Monash students of mine would be the people supporting him. So like the DP, the editor, ke apa ke. So basically, I was very attracted to that because yeah, I thought of it as a good opportunity to kind of connect UITM and Monash together. And in the end, we would end up doing that through other films. But his was a film that I had wanted to make, but we ended up not making it because I had to go to Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken. So that ended up not coming to pass, and because I was the only one who was comfortable with both sides of the camp, both the UITM people and the Monash people, Zairul and the Monash people macam it's like, well, you know what? We want to make the film, but I don't really know you, so kalau tak ada Fikri macam susah nak buat. And yeah, so that was unfortunate and a missed opportunity because I feel like the story he had at the time was very good. So and it seems that the story he had in this one was also a very good one. And yeah, I really like it. So that's AI by Zaro Izam.